This morning in today's Hollywood headlines, the return of a show that people have been clamoring for.
Plus, is Stephen Colbert ready for the Late Show hot seat? Alicia Quarles is here to take us through it all. Good morning.
Good morning. How
Let's
are you
just
all?
start with Stephen Colbert. What a huge story that was a couple days ago. He's taking over for Letterman when he retires in 2015. The burning question is, what Colbert are we going to get? Are we going to get the conservative character that he does on Comedy Central, or are we going to meet sort of the man behind that?
We're going to meet the man behind that, but the big question is, who is the man behind that? Because his Comedy Central character is a parody. You know, Colbert went to Northwestern. He studied under, excuse me, I'm like blanking right now. Sorry. He studied with famous troops doing improv. And he's, at heart, he's a Catholic, and he says that now you're finally going to get to meet the real me. But we don't know who that is.
That's going to be
we're
interesting.
all anxious to see.
We're anxious
we'll be looking
to see.
forward
But
to
we
it.
know he's a great interviewer, so you better stay on your toes if you're a guest on the
By
show.
the way, everybody okay with that selection? As soon as it came out,
You didn't
everybody
hear
was like, yep,
anybody
that,
complaining.
sure,
It's
that
true.
checks out.
No, because they said a better guy could not have gotten this. He works really hard. He doesn't let his 3 children watch his show right now because he doesn't want them to be confused about who Daddy is. So they said this could not have happened to a nicer guy.
And by the way, quickly, it seems like the late night wars of yesteryear are really over. I mean, even Jimmy Kimmel tweeted out a finer, funnier guy there is not than Stephen Colbert. You have Jimmy Fallon. Everybody's sort of getting along now.
Yeah, we're not being nasty
And
anymore,
also, by the time he
nice.
starts, he will be considered the older of the late night show hosts. He'll be 50 or 51, and the Jimmys will be 40, early 40s and mid 40s. So it'll be an interesting time.
It will be very interesting. Of course, we're always rooting for Jimmy Fallon, but you know.
You know, why would we do that?
Speaking of things that people are really excited about, Mad Men is coming back, and not just for a new season, but its final season.
Final season.
Any little tidbits, any spoilers? Give us something.
Okay, so Matthew Weiner, the show's creator, is very strict about these spoilers, but we know it's set in 1969. This is divided into 7 parts and 7 parts. So we'll see 7 episodes in 2014, 7 more in 2015. It's all about Don Draper and finding out who he is. We found out that he was an orphan, that he grew up in a basically a brothel last season. So he's going to be embracing 69 and maybe moving to LA.
Moving to LA.
It'll be interesting to see that, the series finale of that, what they'll
How
do.
they wrap it up, and
I feel like the thing is going to, they won't
wrap it up in nice little bows. Matthew Weiner has said that he wants to leave these characters in our imagination, so it might be one of those open-ended.
It could be like The Sopranos.
Exactly, a show that he worked on that, you know, and he's saying he doesn't want it wrapped up in a nice bow. That's life. So I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
Plus, you always think they're leaving something teed up a little bit for a potential movie.
Well, you have to have the just in case, right?
Entourage style. We were just talking about this. Entourage did not wrap up nicely.
I need closure. I don't mind lead characters dying in the end.
Yeah.
Like, I need it all to wrap up.
So you didn't like How I Met Your Mother at the end, then?
No.
Okay, Carson, that's not life.
But Sons of Anarchy, I can't wait for.
I'm down with that.
Let's move on. It's a great show. Let's move on to Selena Gomez, who has filed, really, I guess, fired her parents.
She has. Yeah, so we have exclusive details about this at E! So basically, this has been in the works for a long time, since the last year. First, her parents were not happy about this, Mandy and Brad, but now they're okay with it. It took them a while to get to it. Selena says that she's a young woman, that she really, you know, it's time to let the parents go and let them be just parents and not their managers.
Doesn't it seem like from the outside, because, you know, I didn't have to worry about this as a kid, that it never ends up working out that well. So you would think it's kind of a good... If you can make that break,
you can absolutely make the break. You see people like Brooke Shields, and it was a tumultuous time when her mother was her manager. You've got to make the break at some point, and they're doing this amicably. They were together this week at a benefit, and they've got projects they're finishing up, and she's going to let her parents be parents.
I was a childhood star. I fired my parents immediately.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. When I was 6, I let them go.
That was a wise move.
You're out of
See,
here.
look how well it turned out.
Exactly. Look at you now.
Alicia, thanks.
Thanks, guys.